Hi there, here is yet another video on the Pythagorean theorem, but this time we are looking for the missing side, not the hypotenuse, which was the topic of the last video. And I put a very cool little comment here to remind you that Pythagorean theorem is indeed cool, but it only works with, first of all, you have to have a right triangle. If you do not have a right triangle, you are not allowed to use Pythagorean's theorem. There are some theorems that are found in Math 20, which allow you the sine law and the cosine law, which allow you to deal with it when it's not 90 degrees. But Pythagorean's is definitely easy. And it only deals with the lengths of the sides or the hypotenuse. It has to do with length, but it has absolutely nothing to do with angles. So there is another set of videos called the trig videos that tell you how to deal with it if you're given angles instead of sides. Something to look forward to. Working on them. They're going to be amazing. Anyway, let's get back to today's topic, which is what to do when you're missing a side. Okay, number uno, you want to always label your hypotenuse. So I'm going to do that before I start. Hypotenuse, hypotenuse, hypotenuse. And I'm just going to apologize. I just found these all in a nice little website that had all the triangles lined up like that. At some point, I'll find some practice for you where they're turned. Here's the secret. If you're doing some work on a triangle and it's weirding you out because it's at some, the triangle looks like that, there's nothing wrong with turning your page on the side or upside down or something until the triangle looks right to you and then doing it. You may drive your instructors nuts, but I think it's a great idea. Okay, anyway, hypotenuse, cross from the right angle, longest side. So our formula, and we have Pythagorean's formula theorem. It's the only one we got. Hypotenuse squared is equal to side squared plus side squared. This is where students, for lack of a better phrase, make mistakes. You need to be careful because in these ones, we know what the hypotenuse is. So 77 goes here, is 70 squared plus side squared. See, look specifically, I said this is for missing side. So when you're doing equations and you're solving them, you should have one unknown. If you have numbers all the way across, that's not cool. Okay, so hypotenuse squared is side squared plus side squared. If you wanted to put the 70 at the back, enjoy. It doesn't make any difference. I tend to just put it at the front. I don't know, because I always have. Now, handy dandy calculator, let's go. 77 x squared. Boom. 5929. 70 squared should be 4900, but I'll be embarrassed if I get it wrong. See how this looks. If you haven't watched the previous video, you probably should. See how it looks different, right? It's weird because before we had both numbers on this side and then you just add it together, take square root and tickety-boo. Well, we are isolating this and using the words just disappeared. Sam Deb, dead man's backwards. If we're going to solve an equation, we need to get the numbers all to one side and the variable over here. So I'm going to subtract 4900. Subtract 4900. So 5929 minus 4900 is 1029 is equal to side squared. And then like we did before, well, okay, let's just take a moment here. There's no way that that side over there is 1029 if this side is 70 and that side is 77. No, it just can't be, right? So we need to take the square root and the square root, right? It's like the inverse of a square, just like addition and subtraction are inverse of one another and use one to kind of counteract or get rid of the other. Squaring and square roots are the same. So I take my handy dandy calculator and we'll see if it's going to work this time. It's acting up earlier. Oh, now it's working. Oh, check that out, 7 root 21. Okay, well, that is, there we go. That's just my calculator giving me the most exact answer possible that I don't need. All right, 32.08 is equal to the side. A couple of things. First of all, I didn't say anything on here about how many decimal places to carry. So I can't really yell at you if you carry a different number. I use 2 as my default. If I don't know how many to round to, I just round to 2. Okay, so 2 decimal places. Now, if I look at the 7, after that is an 8. Anything that's 5 or above makes that go up by 1. So we're golden. All right, so 32.08, and that's this side. If you wanted to argue with me and said, hey, these are like whole numbers, it would make sense if that was a whole number, I'd say sure. That makes sense too. Okay, turn off the video, do the next 3 questions, and then turn the video back on and see how well you did. Maybe you did better than me. Maybe I make a mistake. You'll never know until you turn off the video now and turn it back on. All right, here we go. Hypotenuse squared is side squared plus side squared. All right, so 69 squared is equal to 27 squared plus. So, formula. Always, always, always put the formula first for me. And then you substitute. Oopsies. And then you start doing the work. So order of operations, or sorry, when you solve an equation, simplify the left-hand side, simplify the right-hand side as much as you can before you go any further. So 69 squared is 4,761. Squared is 729. I can't emphasize enough how much I would really like you guys to use this formula, because it's so easy, especially if you've just learned Pythagorean's theorem, to just automatically put the 2 numbers on the same side and add them up, and away you go. So don't give in to the dark side. So 4761 minus 729 is 4,032 is equal to side squared, square root, square root. Oh, I did it again. So 63.50. Okay, so 63 now. I got the 4, I got the 9, so I'm going to round to 2 decimal places just because that's what I've been doing. The 8 makes the 9 go up 1, and that makes it a 0, which makes that go up 2. The point of this video is not about rounding, so if that's freaking you out, I don't know. I don't think I have any videos on rounding. I'm sure you can find something online, or I don't know, contact me directly. We can do some practice. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Hold on. I wrote formula, substitute, and then I guess it should be solve. So, oh, before we go any further, 63.5, that could be reasonable on that side. Mostly at this point, you want to make sure that the answer is smaller than your hypotenuse. And if you do that check, if you screw up your question, that's when you're going to catch yourself. You need to always, 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 always remember hypotenuse is the longest side, right? I'm going to show you what happens here. If I mess up, and I just like my formula. Okay, I'm going to label this as wrong. I'm going to get 4761. I'm cheating here a little bit. Plus 729, right? I'm just stealing those numbers and pretending they're both on the same side. $47.61 plus 729 is 5490. Square root, square root. Oops. Okay. Now, how do I know it's wrong? Well, I don't know. It looked pretty good to me. First of all, right here, you're not looking for the hypotenuse. You label the hypotenuse. You know exactly what it is, and it's 69. And more importantly, it's this side, if that's what you're trying to solve for, the one down here, is 74. It can't be. So this is wrong. Don't do it that way. That's wrong. Don't, no, 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 no. Don't do it that way. Do it this way. That's why I have the formula with hypotenuse equals side squared plus side squared. Sorry, that was my little rant. Hypotenuse squared, side squared. So 87 squared is equal to 14 squared plus side squared. And do down a calculator. 87 squared. Oh, so 7,569. If you don't want to use your square button, just go 87 times 87. It's the same thing, right? 14 times 14. Boom, 196. Oops. Okay, I caught myself because I realized if I'm writing an equation, there shouldn't be two equal signs in there. That's kind of crazy. That's why I always work down. You notice how everything stays all nice and lined up, especially based on my equal sign. That should stay in one spot. Now I'm going to subtract 196, and 7569 minus 196 is 7,373. And then we go square root. No, I did it up there. And I get 85.87 is equal to my side. And I'll do a quick look and go, yeah, that could be 85.87. It's less than the 87 over there. Cool, cool, cool. All right, last one. One other round. I would invest in a calculator. Okay. You might not be able to do it right away when you start, but when you get, if you're on PTA, after you get a PTA payment or something like that, go get yourself one. For my classes, you don't need a fancy dancy calculator that does graphing and all that stuff for like 150 bucks, like they ask for in high schools. Sorry, I'm a little bitter there. One that's 20 bucks is great. You can get away for my class in Math 20 with one from the dollar store as long as it's one of the scientific ones. But if you want to use it for both Math 20 and 30, you want to have, and I'll show you, oh, there we go. That little button there, it says NCR, NPR. This is for combinations and permutations in Math 30. If you have that, it'll make your life so much simpler. Okay, so just saying, maybe forego a Timmy's once a week and put it in the bank. And by Christmas time, you'll have enough money to buy a calculator. Okay, last one. Hypotenuse squared. So 63 squared. I'm practicing in case I figure you get tired of looking at the top of my head, so I'm trying to look at the screen and write, and it doesn't work always so great. 63 x squared, boop, 3969 equals I did it again. Plus. Now minus 32, 49, minus 32, 49. Oh, hey, I want to show you something. Minus 39, 69. Okay, first of all, if you're following the rules, you're not going to end up with a negative question or negative answer at this point. I just put this in backwards on purpose. I had the 3,249 in my calculator, and I subtracted this, and look at the mess I've made. It's negative 720. Now, I might not catch that mistake at that point, but when I try and do a square root, it tells me I have an error, and it's like, oh yeah, remember? You can't take the square root of a negative number, at least not until you get into pre-calculus or calculus, where you learn about imaginary numbers. Yes, those do exist. All right, so it's 729. Now, how did I know that? Well, you know what? 39, 69 minus 32, 49. Of course, I got it wrong anyway. It should be 720. I'm not magical. It's just if you subtract backwards, your signs are just going to be flipped. Anyway, put that one in first. Is equal to my side squared, square root, function square root. 26.83 is equal to my side. Boom. And yeah, that works for me. 6.83. Cool. So always go back and make sure if you're looking for a missing side, it is shorter than your hypotenuse. And that's the end of that one. I challenge you to start the next video, and before you start the next video, do the next worksheet because you have those skills. You can do math.